I think Cesaro stole the show. Well, not the entire show, but he stole the match by that last second tag to the ankle of Jimmy Uso.
I feel
Like it
like
was literally last second. Jimmy Uso was just leaving the top turnbuckle and Cesaro slapped him on the ankle.
that was just done right. I felt like that happened last year with the when it was the elimination tag match.
Well, they did use something similar to that with the what
U-
was it
the
at
Usos.
Night of Champions?
Oh,
Yeah, Jimmy or Jay, whichever one went up for the top for the splash hit Gold Dust, and I think Mizdow somehow tagged himself in and got the pin.
wow. Um. So how do you feel about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
That was booked wrong. Why the Big
Yeah,
Show won it, I don't fucking know.
I I feel like someone got injured in
This
Big Show.
useless shit hasn't mattered for fucking years.
I feel like someone got injured and Big Show was their second choice. That's what it feels like.
If I pick someone to
I,
win, it'll either have to be Miz, Sandow, or Ryback. But why Big Show?
What ab- what about
I
that?
feel like they were just throwing him a bone there. Like he's been with the company for God knows how long. Just fuck it. Like
No one cares about him.
even when they were saying, "Oh, Big Show's never had a Mania moment," what about the squash with him and Miz defeating R-Truth and John Morrison? Like that was a pretty big moment for him. Like it was the first time he didn't actually lose
No,
at
I was like,
Mania.
sumo wrestling.
Yeah. Any highlights you want to talk about?
Hideo Itami slapping the
The
fuck out of Big Show.
Showing no
yeah,
respect to him. Curtis Atzel getting eliminated.
That was a pretty unique elimination, the body surfing elimination.
The
Hideo Itami doing the Kenta combo on Bo and then kicking him square in the face to eliminate him. That was pretty cool.
This is not a Judgment Day
Big Show did
2005
really,
review.
really well.
Um,
Who else did he
there was the Miz Mizdow betrayal, which is done just right, but I felt like that should have been done when Big Show was eliminated.
Yeah,
And Miz was going like, "Hey, since you're my stunt double, get out of the ring. I win. Just get out."
yeah.
Hmm.
I also think they could
That's
have done
fucking
more with go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with that one. That should have been how the ending should have been booked.
I also think they could have done more with Miz and Riley and Mizdow. Like they could have went more in depth with that, but
Um,
it was kind of just like a toss away moment, I guess.
I felt like what should have happened was at the very end, um, Big Show gets his moment on Cesaro finally getting payback from the last Royal Rumble, but then getting eliminated. I don't know how Miz and Mizdow would be strong enough to eliminate him, but
Well, I mean, he could have been doing the whole like he eliminates Cesaro and is pointing at him over the ropes, like, "Yeah, finally I get revenge for last year," and then they come up behind and dump him over. Like they could have done that, and that would have been fine.
the real
Like,
BK Hillbilly Jim's not dead. There can't be a memorial trophy for someone who's not dead.
he's still alive and kicking.
Um, so a Big Show winning, I guess that's cool and everything, but there's just so many people that I wish won. So I guess that one was a pretty decent battle royal. I did get
It was,
I did get food in
Oh,
the
the
middle of it
battle
though.
itself was decent, just like fuck the ending.
yeah,
Hello, Abby. Are
like,
you as happy as me right now?
Pardon?
Sorry. I said, are you as happy as the rest of us right now? Sorry.
No, I'm quite
Can't find
angry
my laptop.
from my earlier outburst.
Yes. Sorry.
All right.
I can't find my laptop cord.
So the Nets match, the the 7-man ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
People that we should be caring about, but we don't.
That's the question I was about to ask. Do you think the Intercontinental Championship got better because Daniel Bryan's the champion, or do you think it's just the same as it was before?
I think it depends
Well,
on what they do with it.
Wait. Just wait.
I just found it ironic that the Intercontinental title was suspended by a glass ceiling,
Oh.
and none of the people involved were able to break it. So
I didn't
Yeah.
catch that.
that's it.
That's awesome. That's really nice poetic justice.
Yes.
I
I mean,
think it depends on
all
what they do.
7 of these
I
guys
think-
tried.
Right.
It's just if they don't do anything with Bryan and they don't do anything with the championship, then it kind of means nothing at the point.
But with
Even
it being
with,
Bryan,
uh,
they will do something.
Now, like having Bryan hold the belt is very, very prestigious. Having the legends put him over was really great as well. I just think that if they don't do anything with the belt and do anything with Bryan, not only is it going to hurt Bryan, but it's going to hurt the prestige of the championship more than it already is.
I disagree to an extent. Like, okay, I don't really have high hopes for what they're going to do with Bryan, but I am excited that he's now a Grand Slam champion. So Yeah.
Triple Crown, right? He was.
no,
Yeah,
Grand
you have to
Slam,
be.
he was US, the tag, the World Heavyweight, the WWE, the WWE
That's why he's
World
won every
Heavyweight
single one.
Championship, and the Intercontinental title.
That's
Ah.
Grand
He's won
Slam.
every belt that you can win. Grand Slam.
Except for the Divas Championship.
Huh?
Except for the Divas Championship.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
he'd have to grow boobs or live vicariously through Brie.
Maybe like one of those bearded ladies.
Or put on a wig.
He still needs to cut his fucking hair.
So
Okay,
I
mind
think
on that.
Dean absolutely murdered on that ladder spot. That was brutal. I
No.
think overall, the last spot of the match was really cool to see. In between Bryan and Ziggler. I think that was a little bit, towards. I think that was for the fans mainly, just them two fighting it out because it's basically the top. Two of the top 3 guys that wanted to go over that match.
The way I
How did you
describe
guys
this
feel?
match-
Huh? Go ahead.
The way I describe this match, it's basically an IWC, please forgive us for the shit we're about to book later.
Yep. I just looked it up. To be Grand Slam champion, you need a WWE champion, which is either WWE or World Heavyweight, a tag team champion, which is either or, Intercontinental, or a European or Hardcore. So he needs to have the European or Hardcore title
Well,
together.
no. Why I'm saying he's a Grand Slam champion is he's held all the active titles.
Right.
Plus,
But-
it's a little unfair to say that he's not a Grand Slam champion only because he hasn't gotten the hardcore or European title because they're not around anymore.
I
Technically,
know.
they got dissolved into the Intercontinental Champions, so technically that does mean he won.
I know. It should count the U.S. title as part of the tertiary.
Yeah, I think that was just before
Probably does,
the year 2008. that was-
So, how did you guys feel about Dolph Ziggler's Razor Ramon look?
That was cool. That was actually pretty cool.
I like everyone's WrestleMania just, just the Trons, the actual gears that everyone. I know it's a really weird part, but that's a part of the show as well, especially WrestleMania. So we see
Dude.
that.
There are a lot of guys doing that. Like, Pitt had the Rick Rude title trunks.
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
like it took me a minute to notice those, but when I did, I kind of marked out.
Stardust's costume was pretty cool. It looked like he was like Doctor Strange almost.
No, his cape was from Mr. Sinister, who's an X-Men villain.
Oh,
Like it was dead on Mr. Sinister, and I marked out so fucking hard for that cape, dude. Like, I don't like Stardust, the character, because it's Cody trying too hard to be like Goldust, but
right.
that cape I marked out for. Like, other than that, I didn't care about his being in the match.
The pops that Bryan and Ambrose got as well were just amazing, especially because they were the first and last entrance as far as entrances go, and just the pops that they got were phenomenal. I don't know where Dean goes from this. I think he feuds for the Intercontinental belt, but who's going to be? Would Barrett be the heel in that, or would Barrett go on with the
I don't know. I mean, you'd think that as the last last holder of the IC championship, he'd get a rematch, but you know, rumors, and this is dirt sheets, so take it with a grain of salt, but they're saying they're going forward with a Dolph Ziggler Daniel Bryan feud, which I'd be all for because those two together could tear the house down.
I think with that Triple H is going to book it, he's booking it as like the workhorse title. Where all the good wrestling athletes going to go for it.
Like, they could have done that, though. I mean, Bad News Barrett is a great worker if you give him a chance, but, like, from what I've read, they've just been, like, everybody's been grabbing the Intercontinental Championship up to this point, like, and that's how it's changed hands, I guess, is...
So, if you had to choose two other people to win this match, would you say it was probably Dolph Ziggler and maybe Dean Ambrose?
Yeah, that would
two
be
other people. Like, I'd have to go, like, you know, Bad News Barrett. I'd be fine with him. Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose. Like, aside from Stardust and Truth, either Bryan or Ziggler or Harper or Barrett could have won, and I would have been fine with that.
All right.
I'm
sorry, I'm back. I went to make an egg cream to celebrate. Hope it was my awards.
All right.
So can you announce that? Egg creams are delicious, by the way. So,
egg cream?
Yeah, it's you take seltzer water, chocolate syrup, and milk, and make it like that. It's
Good
really
for you.
fucking good. Thank you.
So yeah, Bryan, Ambrose, and Ziggler though, they got absolutely fucked by shipping. They were getting over extremely well, and they decided just to pop them all into a fucking ladder for some fucking reason. Just doesn't make sense. Like, Bryan made Mania last year. Ambrose has been the hottest talent in the past year. Ziggler was the last man standing at friggin' Survivor Series, and yet they're here.
Right.
That's true, but I think the feud between Ziggler would actually.
Yeah, and though I do have to say though, I noticed a lot of people on Twitter have been saying that this is one of the best ladder matches they ever seen in WrestleMania.
I wouldn't go that far.
No. There is at least 3 other Money in the Bank matches and the tag team title matches.
Does this ladder match contain Shelton Benjamin? No, fuck off.
And also, it's definitely like the Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels match at WrestleMania 10 is 10 times better than that.
Not only that, but I think the ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, I think it was SummerSlam 94 or 95, one of the two. That one was a really, really good one. Like, I'd hazard a guess and say that it was probably better than their Mania 10 match.
It was the first. It was technically the first one. I know they did a couple in house shows.
Was there any, like, crazy high spots? Which is like the Shelton Benjamin moment of these Money in the Bank style matches, or...
Is it just me, or did fucking R-Truth do nothing the whole fucking match?
He said
he did a dive and then sold like death after that, so...
Yeah, that's pretty much all he did. He was just laying there, just like fucking black man down.
It really was kind of
I would say, though, on that,
in that sense.
I mean, I did like that Bryan run, and that he got put over by 4 fucking legends. Like, that's fucking... Or was it 5, 4 or 5? But, like, that was fucking amazing.
Piper, Steamboat, Flair, Hart, Roddy, 5 legends plus Ron Simmons, if you count that.
Well, yeah, It's good.
Simmons
There's no in there.
Hey guys.
His WWE stuff
Hey.
is memorable in one way, but his WCW stuff is
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
So now in the call also is oh well, I have to say Pitt, but I almost said Briz.
Riz,
Yes.
Oh, you don't know who Briz is?
Oh,
no.
guys, I just heard something in the distance. I heard Bruce Willis screaming in the distance.
No,
right
no,
now.
no, 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 no. No.
Yeah, Bruce Blizz.
Also,
I
anybody
fucking
hears, sorry to cut you off, but if
Yeah.
anybody hears like airplanes or sirens coming from my headphones, I'm sorry. I live near both a hospital and an airport, so I just feel I should
Okay.
warn people ahead of time.
It's
Don't worry, I have my fan on. That's what like causes fucking background noise.
Right.
It's no big deal.
I
Okay.
have my mark noises, so
right. It costs way too much money to stop background noise. It really does.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was like getting the goddamn $5 pop filter. You think I got man money? Like shit.
I bought pop figures instead.
Ew.
Ah. I got a Triple H.
Oh.
So you can suck,
Damn it.
suck me.
Ew.
Speaking of, how about that Triple H versus Sting match?
Wait,
I
was
didn't
that
like it.
after the ladder?
Yes.
match?
No, Orton said Rollins
Jeez.
first.
Oh.
That was before that.
Okay. Crap. Sorry.
Uh,
Bosh.
My phone died.
Well, you kind of summed it up. It wasn't the greatest match, but that pop-up RKO, Jesus Christ.
That was
Orton
Seth.
said Rollins were really good. These guys did really, really well.
They definitely choreographed it.
Randy Orton had elbow pads. It was so weird. Second time in his career.
Yeah, I know. Is it bad that I marked out for that though? Because it kind of reminded me of
I mean, he-
Bloodsport.
It was actually a really nice attire though. Like it was a really nice attire. I mean,
yeah,
I know
I
it's
think-
just fucking. It's just trunks and pads, but I mean it's so nice looking though.
The bonus against Orton, though, he could get away with letting Rollins over, considering what was going to happen later in the night. So,
Yeah.
Orton's like, sweet.
Well, Rollins ascending for that RKO was kind of foreshadowing.
So are they
Yeah.
gonna work something that in that where it's like Orton's like, well, I beat the champion at WrestleMania, so shouldn't I get a title match?
No, I
Yeah, I
think they're
feel like
gonna
they-
go. I think they're going Reigns Rollins.
Ugh.
actually, Orton still has not gotten his championship rematch.
Neither is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Or Brock Lesnar, he needs his.
Yep.
Nah,
He just lost.
he didn't lose.
No, we need to bring back
Reigns
the
lost.
on the cell, damn it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, triple threat match, which means
Someone needs
Oh,
to
and
go.
they updated the website. Seth Rollins is now officially on the website as champion. Oh yeah,
Oh,
this is hot. Oh my god, it's crazy. Fucking John Cena is United States champion in 2015. Let that sink in.
yeah, Seth Rollins is
I
the
am
WWE
completely
World
happy
Heavyweight.
with that.
That's awesome.
All right. Triple H and Sting.
Okay,
What
now
a fucking-
I went into this
Person
thinking
one.
I went into this thinking that it would just be a normal match, and then when I heard the DX music go off, I'm sorry to jump around. I completely flipped my lid and I was like, wait, what? I checked my phone immediately to make sure that like no music was playing. I was like, that's coming from the pay-per-view, right? And I just see Billy go to X-Pac and freaking Road Dogg run out, and I start flipping out. And then the stream pauses, so I have to refresh. And then as soon as I turn it back on, I hear the NWO music play. So I don't know. I just started marking out. I was like, yes.
The whole
Finally.
match for me, from
Jeez.
like the Sting entrance was kind of weak, mostly because the Japanese guys and the fact that it wasn't like the Crow Sting theme. But as soon as Triple H's entrance started, I fucking marked out so goddamn hard, dude.
That was so cheesy.
Yeah.
Like people are
People were
like, oh, it's
complaining.
cheesy, it's corny. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck you guys. This is the coolest shit in the world. And up until Rusev's entrance, it was entrance of the night for me.
I
bet
know.
as soon as that happened on WooTube, they just started posting gifs for that wrestling isn't wrestling thing.
Well, I mean, that's YouTube. All they do is post GIFs.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I still
Um,
think the wrong person won. I still think Sting should have won his first match back.
right. I do have to say, after Shawn Michaels kicked him and then tried to finish him off and he kicked out, that was a pretty awesome moment.
Yeah,
That was
I think the only real complaint I have about the match was probably the finish.
Oh, you mean just just the simple sledgehammer
Stinger
shot?
splash into the sledgehammer. Like,
Before
I
we talk
thought that
about
was
the finish,
yeah.
Before we talk about the
we
finish.
need to address that Nash tore his quad.
Oh my god!
yeah.
He tore his
When he went
quad.
over,
totally
he
did,
was
that's
rubbing
right.
his quad. But the bigger news is Hulk Hogan, who has notorious back problems, fucking bumped like a boss for X-Pac.
Oh
No.
my
Yeah.
god.
I went
Wait,
nuts
just
when
So, this match was basically DX and NWO beating the shit out of each other for 19 minutes.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, I was really shocked that, like, Razor even took a back bump. Like,
Oh,
I
that
know. I was
shocked me
like,
too, but I was
Jesus, I had to win.
like,
Honestly,
I
I could-
marked out when Hogan bumped. I was just like, holy shit! I didn't expect that.
I did say though out loud when Hulk Hogan took the sledgehammer away near it that I said, "Oh, cunt Hogan strikes again."
yeah.
Hot dog and
That's the
grandstand,
biggest
you old
cunts in the
fuck.
world.
Oh my god, that dude.
I would have laughed if he had gotten in the.
You know what
I
would
would have
be
laughed if
great?
he had
so
gotten
many
in.
fun-
Eight.
All right, guys, one at a time, one at a time.
Hammer. Triple H Hogan hulks up, and then Triple H keeps pounding him in the head with the sledgehammer, and he just hulks up from it,
Oh Jesus.
which would have been fucking awesome.
It was that Triple H versus Triple H moment,
still-
though. Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
the question I do have though is what is Sting gonna do now? Are they just gonna like ignore him until WrestleMania time for whoever he's gonna face next?
He's just gonna stand in the rafters and just stare at people.
I mean, I imagine at this age he probably would. You know, I mean, he is 56. He's older than Taker. I think that they might just do some segments with him, maybe promotional stuff, and then come next WrestleMania, he'll probably have a match with Taker. I imagine, if anything.
Well, I mean, he did do an interview recently where he said, like, he'd be up for doing either Survivor Series or WrestleMania next year, but
Yeah.
for the time being, this was his last match, and I think the handshake with Triple H, where it's like, okay, WWE won fair and square, even though you hit me with a fucking sledgehammer and had D-Generation X come out and beat the shit out of me, like you won.
In true WWE fashion.
Yeah, you know.
I think
history gets really annoying after a little while.
I think they mainly did that just because they knew Triple H would be going over, and they needed to kind of soften the blow a little bit, so they kind of had an exciting moment. And luckily, it worked. I don't think Sting lost anything from the match. I don't think Triple H gained anything from the match. I think it was just, a final, WCW versus WWF kind of moment. And it kind of gave us a little taste of a feud that we never really got, which is NWO versus DX in a sense,
Right.
So,
Well, we need to wait for Sting and Taker though.
yeah. And looking at Taker's match this year, I'd have to say that Sting Taker might not be as bad if both of them can keep in good shape for next year. I think it'll be an interesting match.
All right. I do have to ask one question. The later segment happened where Rock and Triple H confronted, and then Ronda Rousey came out and everything. So like Lface, what do you think is going to happen next? What do you think are they gonna do anything like a Triple H versus Rock, or is this a one-time appearance and they're never going to mention this again?
They're probably, as far as I can see, I think they're setting up for 2 matches based off of that segment alone. Rock versus Hunter maybe next year at Mania, and maybe like Ronda versus Stephanie. I mean, overall the
gosh.
the whole segment was pretty much just promoting Fast and Furious, which I believe both Rocky and Ronda Rousey are in. So
Is she?
yeah, I think she plays either a minor role or maybe like secondary villain, something like that.
Um,
I mean, it went way too long, but I think the payoff with Rousey was worth it.
right.
Yeah.
FBR MC says that that it could be a tag match, where it's intergender.
Yeah. I'm praying that Stephanie comes out with a sling on tomorrow. Like she has to.
I think they are building up for it, only because there was a segment on YouTube that they did, or it was an after SmackDown thing, and it was a competition between Rock and Triple H where Rock basically said, "Imagine main eventing one more time at WrestleMania," you know, and they had a big confrontation about who would go over in that match. So I think that they would do the match. I don't know if it would be a tag match. I think it would be interesting if it was. But, you know, I would be up for it. I wouldn't mind it.
Well, do you think Ronda Rousey will still be a big deal at this time next year?
Yes. Because she's one of the most dominant world wrestling UFC Women's Heavyweight Champion. I could not remember the exact title of that title.
It's women's.
I could take her. I could take her.
Women's bantamweight. Not heavyweight. She is not over 240 fucking pounds.
I don't know that I
You
did.
don't know that. You know her personally. You don't know how much she weighs. Fucking,
How much does this
I do
girl
know
weigh?
her.
she looks pretty.
Oh, and
Looks pretty chubby to me.
Slips in the call, by the way.
She's the UFC bantamweight women's champion. So
Oh,
I don't know,
thanks
she looks
for the
like
info.
200 pounds.
Didn't know that.
Okay, we
Yeah.
we
she
are
got a
on
nameplate. Damn it.
we are on Triple H and Sting.
This assembly sucks.
Triple H Sting.
Oh yeah. Who else was expecting Shane at one point?
That's Shane
We're
O'Mac.
talking about- We're talking about
I
that
was
thing right now,
expecting-
about Sting Triple H.
Either DDP or Goldberg.
I actually expected Shane because like he bought WCW. I mean, come on, this would make sense,
Expecting
kind
the
of ish.
So expecting Buff Bagwell.
No, he already ruined the invasion. We don't need him to ruin anything else. This is dating back to a thing we've done before.
Okay, so let's talk about now the Divas match.
Oh god,
I
do we
think
have
you're
to?
skipping something.
Oh, the
Can I just say
concert.
that I was at my friend's house. I was at my friend's house, and I had to go leave because his
Let's
grandmother
discuss
was like,
Travis
you know,
Barker.
you gotta go out.
Go that far.
Travis
No.
Barker.
So I completely missed the Divas match, but still, that was, yeah, I think that was the highlight of the night too.
All right, Slip. What do you know about Travis Barker?
Travis Barker is a ripe little cunt.
I know him from two
You don't
things. He was in Blink-182, right?
Yes,
Yes.
but that shouldn't be the thing you know him from. But
And
okay.
he was in the 3 a.m. remix that he did with Eminem. That's all I know.
Still now.
Okay.
Whatever.
Oh, and on the plane crash.
Bingo.
Sure.
Yeah,
Alien abductions and everything else.
yeah. He did 9/11.
He's
So.
George St. Pierre.
Okay, yeah, the concert sucked. Everyone involved with that sucked. The Divas match was
But
really
fun
sloppy.
fact, I know what Jordans he was wearing. He was wearing some Air Jordan 3 retros. That's my little piece of information for the night. There you go. They're very nice shoes. Very nice.
Nice shoe.
Nice shoes. Okay.
WWE.com still has not updated that Rollins is the champion. What
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
It has.
Oh,
That's
I'm on
posted
right
in
now.
chat,
The
posted
champion.
again. And again, and again.
So Blake, what do you think about the tag team match, the Divas tag team match?
I didn't even watch it.
You didn't even watch it? Okay, who did watch it?
I did.
I did.
I watched it.
All
I
right.
watched it. I thought it was decent.
It-
Oh well, that's weird.
I
On
took a piss and went for a
Mine is-
sandwich.
now I feel stupid because everybody else has it updated and I don't. Stupid being in Canada. It was a decent enough match. I mean, AJ was like must have been hurt or something because she was not in there at all. Like she was barely in there, I should say. Like
I don't know. Maybe they campaigned or something in the back.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
the finish was kind of predictable. Like I didn't expect AJ to lose at WrestleMania. But besides that, I didn't really care about it. 6 minutes and 42 seconds.
Kind of predictable.
Bad.
I can tell exactly what stream everyone was watching by the amount of people that talked about how the exact time that match finished, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
I
A lot of network subscriptions going around. Wink, wink.
We're
Yep.
we're huge fans of Ric Flair, aren't we?
Woo!
Yes.
Okay, gotta make Homer a mod. So there we go.
I actually
as
watched
far
it
as
on the network, so
predictability goes, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Lface, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as far as predictability goes, I didn't really know. Like, I didn't have any idea who would win or who would lose that Divas tag team match. I kind of didn't care, but as far as match quality goes, for the time that they were given, it was actually pretty decent as far as I saw. I mean, there weren't really many, if any, that I can recall blown spots or anything like that, so, yeah.
The electric chair drop spot that turned into a sort of tornado DDT-ish.
Thingy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there weren't many, if any. That was one, but
That was
I mean,
the
it
worst
was
spot on the
fine.
show. We're going to get to the worst part on the show, and it's coming up, I think, next match.
yeah, I know exactly where we're going with
Yeah.
this one.
All right.
Okay,
So
okay,
For
but
what it was,
I just want to point out,
it was
I'm sorry to backtrack here, but Triple H Sting was the only match on the entire card where the heel going into it actually lost. Or actually won, I mean.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, to an extent.
all right. Big Show.
Cena wasn't billed as a heel. Well,
Well, I
the
mean,
card.
you know,
on
the
the main
ending,
show.
That
the
could have been
ending-
anyone's match though.
Right.
the ending
Going into
in,
the match. I specified that in the way I said it. I knew what you were going to say.
Okay, just trying to clarify.
Speaking of Big Show, where's Sheamus? Wasn't he supposed to be
He'll
back?
be on Raw tomorrow.
Oh shit.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Like
Send him back to Ireland. Fucking bastard.
he's gonna do.
Tomorrow he'll get booed out of the building.
They got Finn. That's all. That's the only Irishman they need now.
Okay. So anything else about the Divas match?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Next.
I
Say, what if
think it
Sheamus
was-
had done the rest?
I think we should just move on to the springboard stunner, basically.
Fucking spoilers.
No. We need to talk about all the Intercontinental Championships people, all the wrestlers, the legends coming out and thanking Daniel Bryan and circle jerking him.
Maria
Yeah.
Menounos is my favorite Intercontinental Champion of all time.
The Mountie.
No, Maria Menounos. We'll be doing the interview
No.
That's disgusting.
with her H-Wack shirt on.
I'm wondering where China was in the Intercontinental Champions Legends group.
You can fuck off. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Where was Jeff Jarrett?
Getting booked for Global Force Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's where Jeff
Fast
Jarrett.
guitar. Not
Where
going
was
to
China?
die.
Where was Jeff Jarrett?
Where was Rikishi? Oh wait.
Where's Chris Jericho?
Where was Mr. Perfect?
Oh, he's
wait.
getting ready for his podcast.
Where was Owen Hart?
Where was
Well, I'm not gonna
Curtis
lie.
Honestly though, where was Curtis
Don't change the
I'm
channel.
not gonna lie. I I did mark out for Ric Flair chopping Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for seemingly no
I
reason.
did.
I would
Is
have.
no one gonna address Ricky Steamboat's awful fucking Macho Man impression?
Woo,
Oh
Anyone?
yeah.
You mean the Bushwhacker impression?
yeah. Whoa, yay.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean his impression of Mark Henry's theme song? Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Jesus Christ.
State of this call.
All right. How about that? Okay, so the John Cena versus Rusev. Let's talk about the entrances first. So, let's go. Let's go with Pitt. What do you think about the entrances?
I fucking tank, bro. I have to say though, like I did, even as a Canadian, I enjoyed the USA propaganda video they showed before Cena's entrance, and I'm sitting there with two friends watching it, and I'm just like, I hope they show I hope they show a clip or at least a picture of the U.S. beating the Soviets at hockey in the 1980 Olympics. And about 3 seconds after I said it, they showed it, and I was just jumped up. I'm like, I called it, and I was all excited. But I was surprised to see Lana. I didn't think she'd be back already. But yeah, I thought the entrances were good.
I thought Lana looked like a queen.
She did, yeah. And also, I was like, where did they like the whole soldiers thing was kind of weird to me. Like I was like, they're not real, but like they didn't look American. So I was like, did they put out like a casting call to find Russian guys? Or
Yes.
Like,
Yes, that was posted on
Yeah.
on the dirt sheets that they were looking for Russian or people who looked like Russian soldiers.
yeah.
Oh. Slip. First off, what's your name in the chat?
Legacy egg.
No.
No?
Oh, I'm gonna take a wild guess.
I told you in the chat.
I don't see
Yep.
anything.
Yep. Okay.
Did I say it in the wrong chat? Oh, no, I said it in the right chat.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Was the discussion getting around to me?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. What are we just,
The
entrances still?
The entrances.
I've wanted to ban that name for a long time, and I'm not gonna lie.
Too bad.
Thought I was going to
I
Sting
think Rusev
concert.
Yes. Rusev had one of the best entrances I've ever seen. Just the pageantry and like the fact that he actually had, it was obviously fake, but having artillery on stage.
Yeah.
Lana having like the white mink or like the white fur, and him coming
like
down
that.
on a fucking tank.
I feel like the only thing missing from this entrance was AC/DC.
I just wish
Yeah.
that they would have thought about having the tank actually shoot at John Cena as he was coming out and having like pyroclasm on the stage and like zigzagging to avoid tank fire.
John Cena is America, by the way.
Yeah,
Of course
he
he
is
is.
America.
Oh, okay.
He's got
It's
the red, white,
amazing
and
how
blue
much
running through.
They were chanting USA, 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 and then the moment the song starts, boos.
Yeah, I know. I was like, come on,
Well,
just
I mean-
cheer for him, please.
Well, I mean, they didn't want that version of USA.
Okay.
They were
Oh,
shooting for the USA Network for Raw tomorrow night.
They
No,
wanted,
yeah,
if
they
you were
wanted the
booing-
Patriot Dale Wilkes to come back.
If you were
Yes.
booing John Cena, you're a goddamn communist. Get him like goddamn country.
all right. Sego. Instead of John Cena, who would you put in that role to face him at WrestleMania? That's in WWE right now.
Oh, god damn it, I was gonna say Jerry. Okay, let me
Oh.
think for a minute.
I thought you were gonna say
I
Chris.
know the
Derek Bateman.
Yeah, bring back Derek Bateman.
chicks in America, bro.
okay, someone who's really, really American, yeah?
Yes,
Curtis
Derek Bateman.
fucking
There you go.
Axel.
Curtis Axel.
I would have put in Axel.
Come out full
That'd be
Hulk Hogan gear.
Yeah.
Next, Steve Blackman.
I
Mate,
would have made a case for Ryback.
Ryback. Oh, well, how about
Yeah, I'm supposed to get that spot, but
his balls are still showing.
That's my favorite part of the picture.
Like I like that the hot dog uh, covers his penis, but you can still see his balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just
Like every time I
fucking balls.
tweet and I see that picture on Twitter, it throws me off.
All
I
right.
never
Side
even
plates
noticed
for the
the
WWE
balls.
Championship.
I never even noticed the balls
No.
until now.
Okay.
Those are your side plates.
You'll never not miss him. You'll never miss him again. Trust me.
I know I fucking won't.
It's like
Sorry for
browsing
derailing.
DV
Continue.
All right. So Lface, any highlights that you want to talk about the John Cena versus Rusev?
Well, as far as that entire match goes, like up until that point, Triple H had the entrance of the night for me, and then Rusev comes sauntering out in a fucking tank, and I'm like, yes, this needs to happen every fucking show. I don't care how you do it, just have him come out in a fucking tank every goddamn time. Then
Yep.
Then they do the Pro America video package, and my eyes couldn't have rolled any harder than they fucking did. It's like, okay, John Cena is making me hate America. The only thing that can salvage this video package right now is if Cult of Personality plays.
Or Kurt Angle comes out.
That too. That would have been
Or Kurt Angle
Derek
comes out
Gable.
to Cult of Personality.
Or Derek Gable
oh,
comes out.
even better.
Hulk Hogan comes out. Oh my
I
god.
got it.
But I mean, getting past the entrances, you've just got to fast forward to a springboard stunner.
That was great as
Did he botch a lion salt and then was like, screw it, I'm gonna go for a stunner? I don't.
No,
was
like
so
as soon
fucking
as he hit it, I was like, okay, maybe springboard back elbow. Nope, springboard stunner.
I
Fuck
think,
it,
I
for no
think when
reason.
that happened, someone tweeted to Johnny, stop giving all of the superstars all of your abilities.
That was Dino. He said something about like that's what happens when you give everybody every ability in 2K15, and then
Well, at
the
least-
Legacy Inc. Twitter tweeted out, "You're welcome for the abilities, John." It's just
So
fucking,
apparently Triple H does watch it. I know.
He's got to. I mean, we tweeted him out during the last 24-hour stream, so maybe he's a fan. But yeah, I mean, solid match, and a lot of people are saying the wrong guy won or whatever, but in the end, I think everybody kind of knew going in that Cena was going to win, so I was fine with it. I mean, like, I hate to keep, like, hammering this point home, but as far as WrestleMania this year goes, I had 0 expectations, so pretty much
Yeah.
everything exceeded it.
Do you think that they gave Bryan and Cena the mid-card belts to try to, like, elevate them a little bit? You know?
Probably.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
I mean, there was also, I think, in giving Cena the U.S. title, there was also them avoiding having him tie or break Ric Flair's record, which, if you want to get technical, he never could because Ric Flair is a 23-time world champion, not a 16-time world champion. So
Does
we don't talk about that.
Does TNA count?
Did he hold
I
it?
don't
by
know
the
why
way?
all the time with TNA.
He probably did. I don't know. Yeah, Mick Foley
I
did.
don't know.
I
I
Hey,
just
guys,
remember
who's
Ric
retired?
Flair drinking Smirnoff Ices.
Who's retired more, Ric Flair or Terry Funk?
Funk.
Very fun.
Yes.
Oh,
Anyways, as far as the match goes, yeah, it was solid. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Blake, anything you want to say about the match?
I really like the fucking match.
It was solid.
I mean, if they're gonna have anybody beat Rusev, there's not really many people that could do it. Like, because the way they've been building him up over the fucking past year, like, it's kind of hard to just break that out of nowhere, and they picked a pretty good guy to do it, I
I'm
think.
just hoping.
And plus,
I'm
it
just
brings a
hoping
lot of
Rusev
legitimacy
doesn't
back to the U.S. title. Hey, motherfucker, it's my turn to talk. You will wait your damn turn, you goddamn Australian. Thank you. But,
Oh,
America won tonight.
Yeah. I do think it would have been better if WWE rehired EC3 and brought him back as Derek Bateman to have him beat Rusev, but that's just me. Because he is a true American. But yeah, I think it was actually a really solid match, and I'm more than pleased with it.
all right, Abby.
Well, I'm just hoping that Rusev doesn't get forgotten about. Because, like, he is probably my favorite guy in that whole company. And,
Where would he
like,
go to?
yeah, that's the thing now. They're sort of. I don't see them keep going with the feud with Cena for that much longer. Because then after Cena, where is he to go?
Right. Well, I do have to say though, I thought the same thing when Bray Wyatt lost to Cena. I thought like, well, Bray Wyatt's done now.
Yeah, but I don't think that Rusev is done. I just think that they need to. I just hope that they don't lose focus.
You know what's gonna happen though. He's gonna become a comedy
I
gimmick, right?
know. I'll be really upset if he does, honestly.
He's going to team with Enzo Amore and become a hipster.
Anyone else have any opinions about the match?
Should we just tackle the elephant in the room again? Like,
Oh,
I know we touched on it, but
are you going to talk about Lana throwing her shoe and that going nowhere?
Yeah.
I am.
ultimate elephant.
But it didn't go nowhere. It led to something.
What did it lead to?
Her taking
Nothing.
a bump off of the apron.
Yeah,
It would have been
Other
funny.
than that, it was a random task from Austin Powers' spot. Yes, I've got
Oh,
everybody covered that says who throws a shoe. Honestly, Austin Powers. I get the joke. Let's
You-
move on.
You know that guy ran the task, got like arrested for like rape,
Yeah.
and then he murdered a guy in prison.
Yep.
Why do you know this?
Because I know random facts. Because I just know it.
Random facts and random
You know, random
tasks. Oh yeah.
facts.
That's my speech impediment.
So what are you Tyson Kidd now?
He's Mexican. Leave him alone.
I'm Mexican. Leave me alone. Fucking piece of shit.
Go back over the
Um,
border.
Benoit, what the fuck, bro?
I would have loved to. I would have loved to have seen like Lana get a shoe and like blade Cena with it. I just cut his forehead open with it.
Yeah. Any other? Well, Lana took the bump, so I hope she's not injured or gone for a while again.
Well, she's
Yeah.
filming a movie.
They wrote her off. She's still filming a movie, and they wrote her off. Rusev is basically leaving her at ringside, not helping her up. So she's going to go away for a couple more weeks, and then she'll probably come back and either be like kind of like the Ricardo Rodriguez was, like with RVD, or
Oh,
like siding with Cena, or which would be absolutely atrocious. I agree.
If she
But
wears the
it's the most
spoilers,
likely
I
thing to
win.
happen because wrestling.
If she wears the spoilers, I win shirt from Wrestling Isn't Wrestling, I'll mark out. But I also want to point out that I don't remember if it was Blake and someone else that said that they were surprised to see her, but she did pop up on the free show.
yes, she
Yeah.
did.
I only saw the second hour, so.
They're gonna do the Armando spot with her when she comes back without her accent for one night, then leaves again.
The new general manager of Raw,
Oh god.
Lana.
No, I don't want that.
Well, it
Don't
could be
think
like,
so.
oh, I feel like she's gonna come back as a wrestler because I heard she started to get training.
I don't want that.
I don't know.
No.
That kind of thing usually doesn't work
If
out
anything,
too well, though.
put her back in NXT if you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
All right, so John Cena as the U.S. champion. We kind of covered that. They're giving Daniel Bryan and
Awkward.
John Cena the secondary titles. Do you think that the U.S. title is still really a secondary title?
Yes.
I'd say it's like the third string belt, but Cena having it really adds something to it, because
Yeah, he adds a spinner to the middle. That's what he adds.
that's what it exactly. That's what it needs.
Well,
I think the way the belts currently are right now, there's World Heavyweight belt #1, US belt #2, and Intercontinental #3. Just because the way they booked the US belt with Rusev has been a lot stronger than the way they built Bad News Barrett, where a stat was that he lost every single match this month up until like a week and a half ago or something like that.
right, and he lost the belt to people by them stealing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Made your champion look pathetic.
Right. JBI just said that they're bringing back the European champion. I would have loved if, like, at WrestleMania or a couple of weeks before WrestleMania, Lana tweeted out a pic a while ago.
Well, that was like 2 months ago, and even then, that was kind of just her fucking around.
I mean, AJ Lee also months ago tweeted a picture of her taking at a photo shoot with the old women's championship belt, not the Divas title, and that never amounted to anything. So
right.
Yeah,
Right.
but I think that was part of a photo shoot with everybody with old belts. Like they also had Sandow with the winged eagle. So
Right.
I mean, tomorrow they could even fucking give Rusev the European title like tomorrow. You never fucking know.
Well, I was hoping a couple weeks beforehand he threw the U.S. belt in the trash and brought back out the European title. Saying that this is the title I want to defend, not the U.S. title.
That would have been cool, but Russia's not part of Europe.
Oh, yeah, it is. Part of it is.
well, Russia
Yes,
is,
it is.
like Russia, like part of it is in Europe, but most of it is in Asia. So
Moscow is in
Russia
Europe.
is considered part of the European continent than it is the Asian continent.
Yeah, because, like I said, Moscow's in Europe.
Fair enough.
Like politically.
Fair enough.
Like politically, it's considered in the European.
Fair enough. I concede.
Alright, anything else about the John Cena-Rusev match? Anybody?
No.
America.
America?
Disappointed Rusev did not snatch Cena's back.
Theme of the night, except for the main event.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
That was someone mic.
Fuck it.
That was someone's
I don't
mic
know what
dying.
that was all about.
That sounded like...
I didn't mean to talk over who was talking there, but go ahead and I'll follow that up with it. Whoever was just talking.
Alright, I was just asking anyone else.
Yeah, I was just saying it's the theme of the night, which is basically new stars, ha ha ha, until the very end, of course. Because you put Orton over Seth, and you kind of kill Seth's heat, but obviously that, spoiler alert for the ending. You kill Rusev's heat, sort of, because you build up this super athlete, this mega heel, and it's not clean, but it's about as clean as it's probably gonna get. If that makes any sense.
It's going to be the day after that they
talk about
the Big Show.
Big Show winning a fucking match in 2015.
Yeah, that shitted me.
No, Big Show is 2-1 in pay-per-views this year. Think about that.
Move fucking over.
Holy
New
crap.
stars.
And in those
what was that?
I think someone is dying.
I think that's Sego.
I was gonna say something real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that Cena's win does symbolize America in the sense that anything that gains momentum instantly has to come in and get squashed. So, yeah.
Yep.
Rusev has oil.
I was gonna say the day after they usually. Go ahead.
Is that if Rusev had his lawyer with him, he would have won tonight.
Put him part of the symbol.
Did they show that at all in the build up?
No, they completely cut all of that out.
Moose and squirrel. I mean, that's pretty much what the lawyer was. So, yeah, no, they're not gonna do that again.
It was like the Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler build up, and they cut off the Grandmaster Sete part.
Something else. They did that this weekend too with something else, but.
Oh, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Who's Scotty Too Hottie?
Right.
Scotty Too Salty.
I guess what's next?
When next is the Taker versus Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this was okay.
Move over, new stars.
They're gonna build everything up tomorrow. There's gonna be new people from NXT coming in, and it's we're gonna have
spoilers.
Well, That's what most likely. That's what happened like last
So-
time. See, look at
Talked
Paige.
about it. I know, we talked about it.
So
We already know who's coming up.
So fuck the people that are here now. We're just gonna. They're a complete lost cause. Let's just wait for the 3 people that's gonna come in tomorrow. That's
Yep.
basically what you're saying.
Yep.
Let's
basically
say
the way
It's a
it was
new
booked.
day, Slip. It's a new day.
Well, I'm just saying, where's the ascension in this whole entire thing?
You mind if
Who gives a shit about
he
the
was up
Ascension,
there in
though?
the fucking battle royal?
That's nothing.
Do you
I
mind
mean,
if I lead off Bray Taker?
Yes. Go right ahead.
You do mind?
You
Okay.
you can do it.
Okay, because like some people on Twitter are giving me shit about this. I just want to make my point perfectly clear. Bray Wyatt's only real kind of cleanish win that I can really remember, and that was like, you know, the end of a feud, was him beating Kane at SummerSlam 2013 in that Ring of Fire match, which wasn't even really clean because the family like interfered in that match.
Yep.
Wasn't that
His
first
Cena
match?
feud, it was his first pay-per-view, yeah.
Yeah.
His Cena feud, he won a match where the fucking Ministry of Children appeared at ringside at Extreme Rules, jobbed at Mania. His Dean Ambrose feud after that, because he was off TV for a while, or he feuded with Jericho, excuse me, that did absolutely nothing, and I even forgot about it until just now. So I don't even know if he went clean over Jericho, because
Yeah, he went over
I didn't
Jericho.
watch
Yeah,
it.
he did. He did.
Yeah, he did.
Did he
Okay.
also beat Brian
So it
Clean
tells
at
you
the
how little I
Rumble?
cared about that feud.
He did beat Brian
yeah.
Clean at the Rumble, but even still, it
But
was
Brian went over in the
nothing feud. It was a
He only
nothing
went-
feud.
Yeah.
But
And
continue.
then the
Sid.
Ambrose feud, he only wins because a TV explodes because he has mystical whimsy powers.
Mhm.
Just like the Undertaker.
This is the first chance they have to re-establish Bray Wyatt, make him a credible face of fear, a credible new taker, and the first thing they do is job him out.
Right.
Completely clean.
So me and a couple people were talking about this. That my grand idea is that I was talking about how that Bray Wyatt retconned Sister Abigail to be a nun that adopted him when he was young. And in this cult. And I was thinking of it, I was like, did they ever explicitly say who Undertaker's mom is besides being Taker's mom? And I was like, no, they really didn't. So what if Taker's mom adopted or took in Bray Wyatt at this orphanage with
Wasn't it established
I
that his
have
mom
a
died in
reason
the fire?
right and
Yeah,
and the reason why Bray Wyatt's traumatized and keeps saying Sister Abigail is because he saw her die in the fire.
This is very fucking convoluted.
However,
Well-
okay, but how old in kayfabe is Bray Wyatt supposed to be?
He's mystical, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just like the Undertaker.
It's wrestling. It doesn't matter.
It's really
Um,
fucking convoluted and complicated.
But have you learned nothing from Wrestling Isn't Wrestling? It's okay because
I
wrestling.
haven't watched it.
And well, I gotta
A little bit.
You should.
I gotta say though, right now in this feud, he's looking more like Kane.
Oh, Jesus.
He,
Bray's entrance
yeah,
is
that,
pretty good.
So there's
That's
any way to
what-
get Undertaker dressed up as Bray Wyatt at some point?
that's what a lot of people were talking about, because I was live chatting with quite a few people in the NL chat, and people were saying pretty much he is Kane now.
It's even worse. He's lower than Kane because the person he beat isn't even going to show up for the next 52 weeks.
Jeff Hardy.
Right.
Jeff Hardy.
He is.
what
Yeah,
women
Charlie.
do.
It's not even as a tag team thing. He is just Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
That is
Fuck.
very rude. That you are very disrespectful. You should not say that about anybody.
No, but
Martin
he's not wrong, which is the thing.
Right.
He's
Well,
not wrong. Like Bray needed this win more than anything to validate his existence on the main roster, to solidify himself as a main event player, and instead he jobs out to a 50-year-old guy that got the absolute shit kicked out of him last year at WrestleMania. Like, did Taker need that win? No.
no.
We'll go to that
Bray
last
Bray
year's
Wyatt.
WrestleMania when we get to the main event.
Bray Wyatt needed that win more than anything. and instead he lost, and he is now dead in the water, which sucks because I am a fucking huge Bray Wyatt mark. Like, yeah, his promos may be
It's
inconsistent,
right.
they may be gibberish at times, but still, the way he says the things that he says, it draws you in. He's very
he's very powerful.
charismatic.
He's very powerful. He's very like he can draw you in just like with how strong he says his words. Like he projects stuff really well.
It's like
Exactly.
it's like when Paul Bearer does his speeches. You listen.
His speeches.
Right.
Yeah. And since, I mean, like, what do you do with Bray Wyatt now? Like, he lost to the guy that lost last year.
Taker had to get his one back for a while.
What does he do now? Taker's not going to show up for fucking Extreme Rules to give Bray a win. So,
I mean, do you take him off his field for a while like you did with Punk, though?
What do you mean?
Like, remember when, like, last year when Punk lost to Taker?
Like, do you take Bray off TV?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
That'd just kill him even further, as far as I can see.
Well, they already did that.
They've already... Yeah, they've already
they did it once, and he came back in an awesome way to interfere in a match with, excuse me, Ambrose and Rollins. But, like, what benefit would taking him off TV do now?
I guess the only
thing I mean, there's nothing you can do to salvage Bray Wyatt right now. Like, who does he feud with?
Unless you can convince Taker to like go on the road for like a month of storyline just to have Bray Wyatt win.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
There's nothing you can do to save Bray Wyatt. He is fucking dead in the water.
Yep.
He would have to be like
character's completely done.
Oh, so
he's fucking done. He might as well just be Husky Harris again.
Right.
He's fucking dead.
I'm just gonna say this quickly. At 12 o'clock at night over at my place, a bird just smacked into my window.
What is your window, Fabio? If you understand that joke, then kudos.
I do.
You don't, then
you better go pick up that damn bird, because that's some good fucking eating.
I don't know how.
Like that was the moment of the match, but it was the most predictable thing. 2 weeks ago, I called that spot.
Are you Dolphins?
Yes, I am. I am Dolphins 1925.
Got breaking news here, folks.
Bray Wyatt is gonna win against The Undertaker. Get it?
The last
Dolphins
3 years of watching Taker at Mania has been the hardest 3 years because he is not. He is old. I mean, let's just say it. He's done. I mean,
he looked to an extent. Like, compared to last year, he looks so much fucking better. Like,
he looks so good.
Like, I think what killed him last year was the fucking goat beard thing that he had going on. Like, it made him look older than he actually was.
That fucking penis haircut on his head.
How heavily, that's just a huge widow's peak, but how heavily dyed that hair is so...
Yeah, well, I mean...
and all of his, like, hip-up spots, like, you can see at the end of the GIF that's posted, like, he struggles to even, like, rotate his hips to get up here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he did do that guillotine leg drop spot on the apron, and leg drops kill your tailbone and your hip.
That monitor has to be hot out there, right? Because Bray Wyatt was rubbing his face on it there for like 5 or 6 seconds after that.
Yeah.
That caught my attention. I'm like, that has to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Speaking of Biker Taker, doesn't he look like Big Evil right now?
That's
No, that's Russell. Go ahead.
Like, he has WrestleMania 20 attire, but he looks like... He looks like Big Evil. I was like, oh shit, it's Booger Red. Like,
looks like Big Evil when
he... What I was hoping for was, like, it would have done the gongs, he would have come out kind of halfway with the fucking dead man gimmick, and then, like, the smoke would have overtaken him, then Limp Bizkit would have hit,
You mean-
keep rolling, and he would have just fucking
That would've
shot
been
down to
cool.
the ring. That would have been cool.
You mean
Sort of.
the backstage worker running out on stage during Taker's entrance wasn't-
Yeah,
didn't
like
do
I
it
thought
for
that's
ya?
what it was for. That's what I thought it was for, but it wasn't.
Oh,
It's just some backstage worker getting caught on camera.
That, we didn't mention the entrances. Okay, first off, I'll start off with this one. We're gonna talk about Bray Wyatt's scarecrows being the worst thing to show in the morning.
In the morning,
But
excuse me,
so
what the fuck
good.
was WrestleMania this year?
But it doesn't matter.
Bray's entrance loses a lot of mystique when it's in the middle of the
Who's
fucking
Game?
day.
Look back at Johnny's tweets on Twitter. He has a couple pictures of the Bruce. I can try and look him up though.
Right.
Yeah.
The,
It's sort of like if you ever watch SummerSlam '92, which was in Wembley Stadium. Papa Shango comes out, and it might have been in like a dark match, but it is like loses a lot of mystique without his with no lights, like bright as day. It's just, well, it's not really as scary now, or in 2015 for that matter. So
Why do they have a lit lantern fucking broad daylight?
Sekretsu just woke up and he's like, Rollins is the champion.
Okay, because I messaged him after Mania, and I told him that Seth was the champion because I knew he would be asleep.
He's probably gonna freak out in a minute.
We have to tell him like everything that happened though.
No, we have to tell him a huge lie. We have to say Roman Reigns won, and then
Yeah. Don't do that to him, please don't.
Okay, second,
no, we have to.
like, Taker came out, and first off, Michael Cole forgot to mute his mic and just coughed right in the mic.
Are you sure? I thought that was the cameraman.
No,
I thought
No,
that was one
was
of the cameramen.
that
It
was
was
one of the
cool.
commentators.
and then the cameraman came out. I was like, this is the worst entrance ever. And then Taker came out.
And it was still the worst entrance ever.
Oh.
Literally nothing happened.
Well, no, that comes later.
I think we're thinking of two different entrances, but maybe. Also,
I actually have to say.
while you were talking about the
go ahead.
springboard stunner, which was really stupid and weird, Bray Wyatt fucking himself over stairs to completely miss Taker's head on a fucking
That's what I
post
said. I was
shot.
like,
That
yeah,
was the
I was-
dumbest.
my exact reaction is like, why did he take a cactus stairs bump? Like,
Why did he take a Mick Foley
Oh,
sprinting through the stairs?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
he Mick Foley'd himself, basically.
That,
You could have like a big boot to the side of the head. You could have just run an elbow, something else besides what you did, because all you did was basically just make a huge ruckus with the stairs and completely miss the post.
I hope that's an OMG moment in this game.
The next game we totally are not going to buy because fuck these games.
oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm just waiting to find a way to play like Here Comes the Pain online, eh, guys?
Well, we got No Mercy working online, kinda.
We got NHL '96 work online, kinda.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
No. We played one period and then cried.
Killed
So-
them both or all 4 times.
Okay. Did Bray actually hit the tombstone at all, or was that just no? Did he
No.
try it and then mess up or something?
I
You-
was waiting for it.
That's like a staple in almost all of the Undertaker matches.
There's no tombstone steal. There was no Taker dive.
Well,
there was
if Taker
the-
did a dive, he'd die.
If the goddamn guillotine leg drop doesn't
You
fucking
want to
matter.
talk about the staples of a Taker Mania match? He does an outside dive.
The
He did
guillotine
the
fucking leg drop.
guillotine leg drop.
Snake Eyes.
Hell's Gates.
Well, no,
He
Pop.
did the snake eyes, but it did fall off the big boot. It was counted with the crossbody block.
Didn't he start off with the big boot though?
He started off
Yeah,
with the
he
big boot,
started
yeah.
the match with a big boot, but
Um,
he went
and-
for that
Got
snake
old
eyes
school in.
big boot combo, but it got countered by a
He did it
crossbody
an
from
old
Bray.
school.
There was no last rides. There was a couple chokeslam. There was a couple tombstones. There was no move thievery at all. There was taunt thievery by Bray Wyatt, but that's about it.
He did the surprise Hell's Gate. That's a new staple.
Yeah. He did old school.
Dude, that jump off the old school, I freaked out.
I thought it was gonna
Second
break his
highest
hips.
vertical of the show.
Second.
Break.
Not only that, but Undertaker, like, Bray clotheslined Undertaker out of the ring, and Undertaker landed on his feet instead of falling over, which was pretty cool.
I thought he was going to do a slip like Jericho versus CM Punk when he threw the bottle on the ground and slipped.
Can I talk about... can I talk about their entrances real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so, it felt like with the prior promo with Rousey and Rock and that they were trying to stall for time in order for the sun to set, but it didn't happen. And seeing Bray Wyatt and Undertaker make their entrances pretty much in the evening with the sun still in the horizon reminded me of WrestleMania 9, Undertaker's third streak match against Giant Gonzalez, where
Yeah.
he had a pretty damn cool entrance, but it happened during the daytime, and it just takes away from the mystique of the whole darker type characters, where
By having
like,
a pretty damn cool entrance, you mean he had a bunch of shirtless, half-naked men carrying him out?
well, I
That's
meant
a pretty cool
more so
entrance.
that he was standing in the back of whatever the hell
With the
you want to
vulture.
call that, 'cause yeah, with the vulture, which was
The chariot or whatever it was.
yeah, the chariot, which was really cool. I mean, it's not as cool as the SummerSlam '93 entrance where he was standing on the back of a hearse,
Right.
but it was still really, really cool. I mean, it fit the Roman theme, whatever, and it kind of put over the fact that Undertaker is this ageless, demonic type character, and didn't get anything like that with this. Instead, you just got Bray Wyatt with a bunch of contortionist scarecrows doing the nurse walk from Silent Hill in daytime as he carried a lantern during the daytime.
And everyone pulling out their phones trying to do the the fireflies.
The
I
fireflies
laughed.
during daytime.
You're just wasting battery power.
Yeah, the whole thing didn't work. The match itself was fine. The wrong person went over, and that's pretty much the end of that discussion.
I would like
I
to
will
talk
say this.
about this
I
I
match.
can agree.
Do you remember in like '98 when Taker kept trying to go for the belt and he kept losing to Austin, or kept like having a feud with Kane over and over again? And then in '99 or towards the end of '98, they rebooted him with the Ministry of Darkness gimmick. Do you think they could do anything not similar to that, but similar in the way of giving him like a fresh take on the gimmick, Bray Wyatt that is, to try to revamp himself?
No.
I would absolutely love if they would do something like that. I don't know if anyone's going to buy it anymore, though, because they started with that already. They started with the family.
Right, the Wyatt family, which went.
But I mean, right, but what if Bray decides, you know what, I'm not there alone. I need supporters with me, and I can't just rely on you people to help me. I need actual.
If
Well,
he starts
if-
recruiting an
if that were
army,
the case,
Okay,
He'll bring
if
back
that were the
Eli
case,
Cottonwood.
they could have done one spot during the match. As Undertaker hit that second tombstone, before he was able to go for the pin, that little Enya music that always happens when the Undertaker character dies and comes back to life happens, and then the Druids come out, only there are two of them. And it turns out it's Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Reunite the family, have them fucking beat down the Undertaker.
even if it ends at disqualification, just to still get the I'm standing on top of Taker.
I wouldn't put Harper and Rowan back with him.
He needs, and Eric Rowan desperately needs Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Like
I
he's
don't
even
like
more
Harper.
dead in the water than Bray Wyatt is right now.
But putting like Connor and Victor or someone like that with them would be a little bit more.
Yeah,
To me,
they do, like,
that
the
it-
act-
Completely rebooting Harper and Rowan.
Well, I mean,
like
to me, that'd kill Bray Wyatt in the water, putting him with the Ascension. I'd stop giving a fuck about him immediately.
well, I mean, that would be
as
like
opposed to
the,
what you should be doing now, anyways. The way they're booking him.
that would be like the acolyte stage of ministry, though. So I could see that working out at least, and it kind of fits the gimmick
Right. Here's the thing though. There's kind of a loose like tie with Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. So I think they could put them back together. At least Harper, and have him be like the guy who goes over it tries to go for the Intercontinental title, and have Bray Wyatt go for the huge title, even though he doesn't need it. So, anything else anyone wants to talk about the Taker Bray match?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Well, as a lifelong wrestling fan, like I've been watching from like since I was born. My brothers got me into wrestling, and we live in Texas, so they've always been kind of partial to like Undertaker. Like all of my greatest memories are going to Wrestlemania to see Taker. Like I got to see Taker Michaels 1 live with my older brother, who I've always gone with. So that's like kind of like a special memory to me. And every year he wrestles now, I feel so bad. He's too damn old. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think he did have a good match, but if they have him again, I really have no idea what they can do, because I don't want Sting, Taker. It's just weird. I don't know. It's kind of like
I'm to the point where I'm scared that if next time we see Undertaker in the ring, it's gonna be like the ending from like the movie The Wrestler. Like Taker's just gonna die in the ring of a heart attack.
Oh, shut your fucking mouth!
Please don't. No.
Hey, that was an open ending. You don't know that Willie the Ram Robinson died for sure.
Taker has never done a ram jam in his life.
Exactly.
I actually want him to do a Ram Jam now.
You think the next time they'll see Taker? Do you think?
Right.
All right. Next time we see Taker, do you think it's going to be his last match? We definitely didn't see him. That was not his last match. They already advertised him in 32.
Hall of Fame in 32, and also Hall of Fame and next year in 32. And that'll be it. That's my guess. Because home state,
Last match should be.
Texas Stadium, indoor crowd, they'll blow the roof off for him.
Yeah.
Like I want to say the next year will be his last match, but I really don't know, because, like, I don't know. Sting has been wrestling almost as long as him. He's older than him, but he looked pretty damn good to me. I don't know.
I think it'll be Taker Sting too. Just even go that extra step.
Sting hasn't taken the risks that Undertaker has. I mean, Undertaker is a guy that he's like 6'10", and he's been jumping over ropes, off of ropes, fucking taking these ridiculous fucking bumps for God knows how long. I mean, Sting has kind of wrestled safe for the past 15 years.
Yes, but he's also wrestled more, so there's also that bit, because Taker's wrestled probably 3 matches the last 3 years.
I'm just gonna say that if we have Sting versus Taker, and Sting wins, Taker wins, we're gonna have EC3 versus Taker, and EC3 is gonna retire him.
But like, I mean, honestly, to me, because I was gonna go to Mania next year, but I kind of like decided I kind of don't want to. But now I'm gonna decide I kind of want to again, because I mean that could be my last chance to see Taker live, and if that is the case, then I am more than willing to do that. Because like I fucking watched the dude all my damn life. I want to see him go out with a bang. Not with a fucking not like dying, but you know.
Pyro.
Yeah, with
like
a gunshot
going out.
middle of the ring.
Bang! DDP stalking Michelle McCool confirmed.
Do you think Taker could be a manager?
No. He's never been. Taker's
He was
never
never
been
talker.
strong enough on the mic.
Yeah, he cannot be a mouthpiece at all.
No.
Like
He can't be the Howard Power for somebody?
No, he cannot be the Howard Power.
He cannot be Howard Power.
It was me, Michelle. It was me all along.
Ah, son of a
Okay,
bitch!
I'm gonna mention something as well. Did you guys hear Kevin Nash's Hall of Fame speech?
Yes.
Yeah.
How he
I loved
admitted
it.
that he was not a very good wrestler.
Yes.
Did you hear Dana Warrior's Hall of Fame speech?
Jesus
I actually
Christ.
Okay.
Let's move on before I get yelled at again for that.
Okay. So
any of the Cotter stuff, so you're exalted for me, Slip.
I also want to say, Taker versus Sting empty arena match WrestleMania 32. Book it, please.
Book it, caveman.
I want.
Get out of the arena. Just
I want
zip
Sting to get
Graveyard match.
Sting to get thrown off the top of the arena.
Alright, so
Um,
where are we up to? Main?
Anything else on Taker versus Bray before? Nope. Okay, cool.
I think next year maybe we're gonna see the first career versus career match for Sting and Taker.
No, that was Macho and Warrior had one.
Warrior at WrestleMania 7, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Shit.
All right.
Full retirement match. How about that?
All right. So the second to last match, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Oh yes, of course.
I was holding on to this.
All right. Slip. The
Did you
entrances.
see Roman Reigns shoving people out of his way?
Yeah,
I did not.
Yes, that was. What a douche.
Apparently,
I had
according to some live people there, it was a pretty ugly sight. There's a lot of people trying to block the way purposely, flipping him off, throwing stuff at him, and like trying to physically get in an altercation with him on his way out.
I hope someone whispered.
I
hope
can
someone just, like-
understand not liking the guy, but Jesus Christ, dude, don't fucking try and physically interfere with the
Oh,
show.
Blake.
I'm surprised someone
Oh,
didn't shoot
Abby.
him on the way
Yeah.
down.
That's going way beyond.
Yeah.
I hope that someone just leaned into him, whispered in his ear that nobody likes you, and that's why he looks sad the whole time.
Oh,
Like someone just walking down, a little kid like leans in, nobody likes you.
Gamebox, I don't know if you're referring to this entrance or the entrance that followed it, but both of them had equal hilarious moments.
This one. I was referring. Okay, so obviously he's not gonna come through the stairs again. He's Ed. Edge did not do this for even. How long did Edge do this for? Like 9 months.
Nah, about
he
a
did it
year
for
and a
longer
half.
than that.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
he debuted in 98, and I think he was still doing it in 99.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, they
like
were.
he stopped doing it when he was in the Brood, though.
Right.
Didn't he?
Yeah,
Um,
but then
Yeah.
him and Christian started doing it again after that.
Yeah, but by 2000 they had stopped.
They
Right.
only stopped whenever it was a group entrance, like if he was with Gangrel, but if it was just him by himself, he still did it solo.
I would have
Yeah.
loved if they had come out to a Ring of Fire in the crowd. That would have been amazing.
Speaking of that, I tweeted when the cannons went off. I said, "Report: hundreds dead and thousands injured from cannons fired inside the WrestleMania."
I laughed so hard at that tweet.
Yeah, they were counted as necessary casualties by WWE.
Yeah.
And the Russian Federation.
Okay.
Fireworks are amazing.
I think my tweet on it was, Russia orders pay-per-view, sees Cena win, instigates the ending of Hotline Miami 2, #spoilers.
And then I tweeted, like, I for one welcome out, I meant to say our, future Russian overlords.
Yep.
America, fuck yeah.
Yep. Roman comes to the crowd, has to
Fuck
fight
yeah.
his way through.
Fucking
There's a lot more security guards there than there were at the beginning. Like you see 4 or 6 at the beginning, and by the time he gets to the ring, I think he has around 10 or 12.
He has 30.
Goldberg.
And, like, my friend, he was there live. He said they were fucking nuclear for him. Like, he said that was like the loudest amount of boos he's ever heard for anybody. Like, they did not cheer for him at all.
Pretty sure I tweeted I couldn't tell if the music was so loud and they
See?
were drowning booze, or there was so much apathy in the people there that they just didn't care anymore.
See, when I was in the NL chat, we were live chatting it, and I said, I can't tell if WWE muted the crowd or if they're pumping the music up louder than it normally is.
It turns out they were
Because they
doing
sounded-
both probably, because damn, he
Yeah.
was getting the shit booed out of him whenever the music stopped.
They're not saying
Like,
boo, they're saying boo Ray.
Boom and Reigns.
Like,
Sorry.
Why would they be
Repelec,
talking about the guy that kills people in Mexico?
Repelec, he was, Rep was at Mania this year, for this Mania, and he said, when they played that Tap Out commercial,
There's
as
a lot
soon
of
as
booing.
Reigns popped up, just nuclear heat.
Yeah.
Little Karibo, who was in attendance, said the boos were deafening. My Facebook picture is me and Little Karibo. We're doing the CM Punk crosses. That was when CM Punk was still in WWE, but I that's still one of my favorite moments ever. And I made him. Following that.
And following Roman Reigns was Brock Lesnar, who had the tech guy or the pyro guy fired.
Yep.
One of the coolest. Like,
He had one
There's a lot
job.
of people. There's a lot of backstage people that got fired tonight. The guy who runs down the stage for Taker's entrance, the guy doing
Cole.
the run-in at the beginning of the show, Cole for not muting his fucking coughs like Meltzer, the fucking pyro guy who doesn't know how to
Pyro was
fucking
amazing.
time Brock's taunt.
They timed Roman's right, which was stupid. I'm gonna pound my
Dude,
fist into the
Roman's
ring.
horrible.
Pound my
And
fist in the
Pyro
ring.
was- I thought they were gonna. I was waiting for the announcers to say, "Oh, look how strong Roman looks." Not only did he fight his way to the ring, but fighting the fans, but he made the pyro go off with just his fist.
Yeah, but
No,
Kevin
no.
Dunn missed the shot. He missed the shot of the initial pyro when he slammed his fist. So it was pretty much a case of Ryback and his mysterious pyro.
We'll get to how strong Roman was tonight.
Ooh,
All right.
Also,
So strong.
WrestleMania, did Lesnar get a lot of offense in? And an offense that is like killing the shit out of Reigns until he's
He was
at the
he
point
was
of
gonna
no
kill
longer
him.
breathing.
I
Okay.
think they said. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say they showed the promo of him getting rehired and everything before not before the match, but earlier. Do you think that he put in something that said that if I re-sign this contract, I'm not gonna lose to Roman Reigns?
No. Not at all.
Duh.
Brock wouldn't like.
And that definitely attributed to all the cheers when his music started up.
I don't think Brock doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that'd be that petty. Like, he'd be okay
I
with
don't
losing
think
to
Brock is a
Reigns. I
politician.
think. I think Reigns or Brock would be okay with losing to Reigns, but I don't think,
I
he'd
think
be the
that
guy
he has
that. Go ahead, Slip.
Slip.
zero creative control. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't get any say over anything. You just go with what's given to you. You can have input, but I don't think you can vehemently, veto an idea.
Right.
Right.
He's getting paid $3 million a year to work 6 dates. Perfect life.
Right. Yep.
Plus, I don't-
He doesn't
I don't
care.
I think Brock understands how the business works also. So even if he did have that
Absolutely.
creative control, I don't think he would use it to
Right.
use that to put in a reason as to
obviously-
why he should go over rings.
Yeah,
Doesn't
obviously,
matter
it
if
didn't
Brock
no
is
problem
right.
dropping the belt.
Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I do believe Lesnar does have creative control. It's just, A, he makes way too much money and he doesn't care about it that much. But would you think he'd be a little bit insulted losing to Roman Reigns? Because that's
No,
what
I
I
mean-
usually want to go.
Would you be insulted making $3 million a year working 6 days a week? Or 6 days out of the year? Like,
Yeah,
Come
6
on.
days.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Kind of have to put a caveat or some sort of asterisk on it, because as the Brock Lesnar character, because JBL before the match started, he was undefeated in high school, senior year of wrestling. He was an undefeated senior at University of Minnesota, won the NCAA Heavyweight Championship in amateur wrestling, IWGP champion. They name dropped the New Japan belt to get him
And
over.
even New Japan
UFC,
didn't
WWE.
mention. Sorry to cut you off, but even New Japan didn't mention Brock Lesnar as an IWGP heavyweight champion in the one promo package they did. They skipped over him.
Yeah. So they built up Lesnar to be someone who is monstrous, unbeatable, a juggernaut, a powerhouse. So
Basically
in
the
that
greatest
sort
champion.
of sense, having Reigns, this guy who's getting his first real big push in the business, who's not really done anything, whose big
Baby's
match coming
first
out
push.
thing was him sitting around doing nothing for 20 minutes in a Rumble match just to have it handed to him.
Right.
To me, as the character Lesnar, there would be an issue, but I mean, as the the business guy with the acumen he has, and obviously the savvy and smarts he has, plus being paired up with Lesnar, or not Lesnar, Heyman on and off camera,
That's team
There's
of
no
Brock
problem
and
with that.
Lesnar.
Right.
go backstage.
I was
Problem at all.
I was not saying that because I thought that. I was saying that because people were saying that on Twitter. Oh, right.
Well, those
I'm
people are fucking retarded. Pardon my French, but they're stupid.
which part?
I don't mean to offend Randy Savage. I don't mean to offend Randy
there's a big
Savage.
difference between the two things you just said. I will say, and stupid, sure, but no, I'll
Okay,
stop there.
I admit that retarded may have been going overboard, but they're stupid. They're very, very naive if they actually think that.
They want to think the worst of Roman Reigns.
Of course they do.
All right, let's talk about the match.
All right, about the match. First off, right away, it looks like something happened where Roman Reigns somehow punched Lesnar, and he immediately got blood everywhere.
This was a stiff fucking match.
I thought it was a shoot, honestly. I thought Reigns busted Lesnar open. Lesnar just went into business for himself.
I would not be surprised.
They were both stiff though. Like they were both equally playing into each other.
German suplexes up the ass.
I think we started early on with two early on.
A 2 and then F5 in 30 seconds.
And an F5.
Suplex City, bitch.
But does he go for the pin?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. So, Lface, anything you have to say about the match?
I mean, I wasn't expecting it to play out the way that it did. Like, I honestly, like, the way that I envisioned it was Reigns would pretty much come out the way he did, basically. But instead of, like, that weak-ass, like, jumping, grabbing type punch that he threw, it would have been the Superman punch right away, and then a spear, and then Brock would have kicked out. And then it would have gone into what it was. But instead, it was pretty much 20 minutes of Brock Lesnar suplexing the fuck out of this guy.
Right.
And him, like, trying to half-heartedly sell it, I guess. I mean, like, there were parts where he's smiling, and then, like, you cut to him, like, possibly spitting out a tooth. Like, yeah,
the
he looked...
next level of selling.
Well, yeah, I mean, all it was missing was him taking a blind man bump over a guardrail.
Right.
But, I mean, like, it played out the exact opposite of what WWE labels the Roman Reigns detractors thought it would be. Like, they thought it would be like this big-ass back-and-forth match between two fairly big guys just beating the absolute shit out of each other, and instead it's Brock Lesnar doing what he did to Cena, which is throwing Roman Reigns around for fucking 10 minutes without even breaking a damn sweat.
Right.
Dude, I was like, whenever Reigns started getting offense in, like whenever Brock got cut in his forehead, that was like a cut on impact. That was fucking brutal.
Yeah,
like that's the one thing that I had a bit of an issue with in the match. It's like, okay, Brock Lesnar could take, what was it, like 4 attitude adjustments, but the second Roman Reigns drives him headfirst into the steel turnbuckle post, he's woozy. It's like,
but the way they set up is like he hit it pretty fucking hard. Like
he did hit, like, I mean, that looked hard way. Maybe
and that was
he
a deep
maybe he
cut.
didn't.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Well, first off, I'm gonna say we're gonna leave the ending of it later after. We all get it.
That's
Since
like I'm just trying to cover the initial match.
Right.
I'm saying.
Second, what I don't know if that was legit. I don't know if he. I don't know.
It looked hard way.
That was way too cut to be like a blade. Like he fucking on impact he was bleeding.
Not a blade. Well, I don't know if you like pre-cut it and then. I don't.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure it was like on impact. He was like he busted himself. He got busted open on impact.
Like it kind of looked like he hit the, like, you know those little rods that hold the turnbuckle in place. It kind of looked like he hit one of those and then sold hitting the main turnbuckle post.
Like he was bleeding pretty fucking hard. Like
I mean, even like in terms of how they've booked Brock Lesnar up until this point, I didn't buy that he'd be hurt by that. Like, just the way that they built him up. Like, you have him sitting up Undertaker style from an attitude adjustment, and then taking like 3 more of those, and then coming back and then beating John Cena. Then in another match, he takes 4, and before he's about to kick out, Rollins breaks up the pin. But if you watch that match, Brock Lesnar still gets his shoulder up before the 3.
Right. Right.
Like, after all of that, like, I just find it hard to believe that Roman Reigns pushing Brock Lesnar into a steel post is enough to make him woozy and susceptible to 3 Superman punches and 2 spears. And even still, he kicked out. So it doesn't matter if I had a complaint with that shit. He still looked like a fucking monster.
Okay, I was just gonna point out something quickly. Betty just posted a picture. Apparently, that's the new John Cena shirt.
I like it, even though it's exactly the same as one of his other ones.
Well, here's the problem, though. I don't know if they sold that after the match happened or before the match happened.
I got some news. Rock and Wrestling's gonna be on that network.
Nice.
Yeah.
They
Right.
probably set it up. You could probably have seen it before the match took place. Probably.
Yeah, it depends on where you were
But
at.
I doubt they had it readily available when everyone was filing in at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, no, I think it was probably when the match started. That's when they put the shirts up. So if you were in the bathroom as the match started, you could have walked by the merchandise booth and been like, "Oh, well, spoilers. I guess I'll buy one of those now that I know what's going
Right.
on."
Well,
Just
I mean,
wear
I can
it
kind
back
of
into the
relate-
arena.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like I can kind of relate that to when they're going into a game 7 of like the Stanley Cup Finals or the World Series or something like that, and they have 2 different hats made, like one saying like Stanley Cup champion Boston Bruins and one saying Stanley Cup champion Vancouver Canucks, just as an example. So like it could be sort of like that. They had the shirt made, but it's like, you know, he might not win. Like,
You don't
But
have
it
to
is
say
wrestling,
anymore
so-
because wrestling isn't real.
exactly.
Right. That
Yeah,
could
just-
Goddamn liar! You don't fucking say that to me.
have just been a shirt. But
Keep
Rollins
from
getting
kicking it.
If the WWE has a chance to make new Cena merch, do you think they're gonna pass it up?
no.
I was fucking wearing all the new shit when I was watching me. Not gonna lie.
I'm wearing my Cesaro shirt, by the way.
I'm wearing my John Cena shirt from 2012 right now.
I'm wearing a Dropkick Murphy shirt.
Oh,
So
that
what-
sucks.
I'm wearing a Punisher shirt.
I was
But they
I was
passed
listening
the
to Time to Go earlier.
They passed up
Okay.
the
I'm
opportunity.
wearing a Assassin's Creed top.
All right. Bringing up the match again. So how about Oh, go ahead.
I want to bring this up real quick because it bothered me whenever me and Zach actually had a Twitter back and forth about this. The character Brock Lesnar portrays is, or at least Paul Heyman portrays for Brock Lesnar, or however you want to interpret it, is that Brock Lesnar is a prize fighter. He fights for a price and he wins. Whenever you have a man hit with your finisher in 30 seconds, you pin him. You win the match, you get the same paycheck regardless, you go home. It irked me that he didn't go for the pin immediately because there was another incident of this and another production that I watch and think everyone else should watch too, but I don't want to say exactly what it is because I don't want to spoil that match. I don't know if that made sense at all.
Well,
Lucha Underground.
Lucha
No
Underground.
fucks given.
I kind of assumed right away.
Yeah.
And
They
many to
made
say.
Brock Lesnar as strong as they needed to. They made him look like the person he should have whenever JBL's going through his, his laurels of his past. But they made Roman strong in the sense that he took more than Cena did and kicked out without a problem at 2. They took more
didn't
than
make him-
Taker did at Mania with his streak and kicked out at 2 easily. So without him putting offense in, they made him stronger than the 2 probably biggest faces of the last 15 years.
Yep.
yes.
Well, I'll also say that I do agree with you in the sense that Brock probably should have gone for the pin because, he has been built up as this prize fighter. But at the same time, there's that other personal side to Brock that just loves to inflict pain and loves to crush, the dreams of people that think that, they can beat him. So I think in that sense, maybe that's why he didn't go for the pin. Like, the fact that he checked, like, right after he did the F5, he checked that cut on his face for
If
blood.
it-
He saw that there was there and immediately got angry. I think that was that
Yeah.
personal side to Brock that was like, you know what, screw the paycheck. I'm going to kick this guy's ass because that's what I love to do.
If it was against Rock and he was like, if he was getting booed and the Rock was getting cheered and he was able to get like the fans against him, then I buy that argument a little bit more. But I don't see the character that he was, which is kind of a neutral to babyface character now, being being a sadist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still see him as a prize fighter. I know I mean, I get the thing. He looked for blood. He saw it. He had a smile on his face. You can look back at him like sitting up like the Undertaker, looking at Cena's body and like laughing and
It's like he
smiling
was
at him. But it's just a thing I hate with booking and matches, where if you have someone that could win the match and they don't go for the pin, it just makes the character look stupid.
Right.
Well, I mean, Lesnar, like, they make him look really cocky, because, I mean, the way they have him look is, yeah, he's pretty much the top shit. So, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it with Lesnar's character, but, I mean, I don't want to talk about the ending yet, but, like, here, I didn't really have a problem with it.
Yeah. Zachariah is saying that that's also his fatal flaw, his Achilles heel, his thing that can lead to his downfall. That made sense to me after hearing that. I never thought of it as that angle. His, I guess, kind of fetish for pain.
Right.
It's for,
But having
at the same
book
time,
him that strong was really good for the character. Did make Roman look strong without getting any offense in, so you kept the crowd hot, you kept them cheering. Even when Roman got offense in, it looked pretty good. The only thing is that it looked like they're going to put Roman over with him doing so little on offense that it would make it seem like an entire farce.
Yeah.
I got really,
yeah,
really
like
nervous.
when you tweeted that out, like I forget the exact words you're saying, so I'm probably going to
Something along the
paraphrase
lines
it.
of Roman Reigns is going to win hitting only 5 offensive moves, something like that.
Yeah, and as soon as you said that hit me. I was like, oh my god, he's got a point. Like, this is not going to end well. Like, they're going to really make Roman Reigns look stronger than John Cena, who, whether you like him or hate him, has carried the fucking company on his back for the better part of 15 years. Yeah, like, over a decade. John Cena has carried this company, and you're going to have Roman Reigns win off of this? Like, I was just like, no, if they do this, seriously, I will go back on my word of only watching the Big Four and NXT specials, and it'd just be NXT specials, so whenever that happens. But thankfully,
When I saw,
that wasn't the case.
I was gonna say, when I saw Roman
Go
gain
ahead,
offense,
Psycho.
I immediately thought of Cena JBL WrestleMania 21. The fact that Cena pretty much got his ass kicked for a good majority of the match and then wins off of the FU basically. Which I'm not gonna say Cena didn't deserve to win at that point. I think he was ready to, hold the belt, but it didn't exactly make him look. Yeah, it didn't make him look any better than just winning off of just that. So, seeing Roman gain that same amount of offense, it kind of reminded me of that, and I was immediately like, please don't make him win.
Yeah. The problem, the biggest problem that I had throughout the whole entire thing was that, and near the very end of just these two fighting each other, why is it that suddenly Roman Reigns is all better now, and I'm gonna do 3 Superman punches and 2 spears?
He was selling the shit he was getting in really well, like his facial expressions and his eyes.
Right.
He looked like he was on a fucking another planet. That
To
was
an
nice.
extent. I mean, there were cuts. They did cuts to his face where he's smiling and shit, and the only thing I could think of was Roman Reigns' corpsing. Send for the man.
When he was down for the spear, he looked like he was fresh out of the crowd. I mean,
right.
No selling capabilities whatsoever.
When he was getting punched in the ground, smiling,
like,
all
me,
oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, like, with me smiling, like, the first two things I thought of were like, no, you son of a bitch, only Mick Foley can smile when he's getting beat up, and,
Um,
that's the Foley mark in me talking, so,
yeah,
and the other thing is just like, wow, just this Marty Jannetty level selling, like, fucking smiling, you're getting your ass kicked, whatever.
I was thinking Fight Club.
All he was missing was
No.
that blind man bump.
The blind man.
So who's more allowed not to sell, Lesnar or Reigns? Because they seem to do a lot of that to each other.
Uh,
Lesnar is understandable though, like Lesnar makes sense to do that, but
yeah. I mean,
but if you're trying to make Reigns to be this big underdog, how can you do it if he's smiling when he's getting his ass kicked? Like, that's not an underdog thing to do.
There's this
John
thing
Cena.
with Brock Lesnar that is very, very kayfabe shattering if you think about it. Like, Brock Lesnar, prior to coming back to the UFC, was getting punched in the face by guys like Cain Velasquez and Alistair
Dos Santos.
Overeem. And, well, no, did he fight Junior? I don't remember
No,
him
he
fighting
didn't.
Junior.
He didn't.
No, it
Junior
was
got the belt
Cain
after.
Velasquez and Alistair Overeem. So it's very
Yep.
kayfabe shattering when you have him come in and face people like Roman Reigns or John Cena or whoever you put him in there with, and he's selling for them. It's like, you know these moves, like, they have to work together to make these moves look good. The one time that something happened to Brock, I think it was SummerSlam 2012 when he faced Big Show, when Big Show legitimately punched him in the fucking head, and Lesnar didn't stay down, he rolled out of the ring and walked around. It's like, he's getting punched by a 7-foot fucking monster. Why the fuck should I buy him taking a bump on his back and that ending the goddamn match? It's kayfabe shattering. Like, you can't mention his UFC background and then lead me to believe that a spear will take Brock Lesnar down.
he,
Well, I mean, Brock has said several times that, like, regardless of how he feels about the business, in some sense, he does understand, because he's been there, how much of a toll it takes on your body, and
Like,
he
okay,
understands
like,
what the guys put themselves through.
I'm not like disregarding wrestling as a whole, but what I'm saying is,
Right.
like, there are certain moves that people do that in the real world would probably hurt, but would not take you out of a fight. Moves like the attitude adjustment might knock the wind out of you, not going to take you out of a fight.
However, John
A
Cena
spear.
giving you an attitude adjustment, completely different story. Like,
No, I completely disagree with that too.
I'm kayfabe.
Like, yeah, it's a higher fall than average. But like a spear is something that Brock Lesnar should be able to stuff. Like in MMA terms or amateur wrestling terms, Brock Lesnar should be able to just shove Reigns to the ground and nothing. Like, the spear should be the one move that Brock Lesnar could easily counter no matter what, just because of his amateur wrestling background. So WWE trying to have Reigns spear Brock Lesnar several times, I don't buy it. I can't buy it.
Well, here's the thing, though. He did technically have broken ribs from Royal Rumble, but I don't know if in 2 months they technically heal in 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're Diamond Dallas Page and then you go like 3 years in a row with rib tape.
Right, and you do
But
DDP yogurt.
Brock Lesnar is not Diamond Dallas Page. Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. He's he's a freak of nature. He's a guy that, even in the UFC, you wanted to pay to see. Whether you liked him or you hated him. Because you wanted to see, one, whether he'd win, or two, whether he'd get knocked the fuck out. And for the most part, he avoided getting knocked the fuck out.
Right. Well, they did do one thing right, which was in the very end, Lesnar didn't lose.
Exactly. And
What-
I
Which,
wholeheartedly agree with that decision
before we
because
go,
it keeps him strong.
right? Which before we go into the last match, anything else anyone wants to talk about?
I'd like to say, like we always think of Germans when we think of Brock, but I liked in this match that he actually busted out different kinds of suplexes. Like he did a beautiful overhead belly to belly, and he did
Yeah.
a beautiful fisherman's. Like that fisherman's was just
That dude, the German suplex over the ropes.
oh my
No,
god.
the belly to belly over the rope.
Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Still
like,
not-
and that's not what I think about, because when he was facing Cena at SummerSlam for the title, it was SummerSlam, right? I
Mhm.
just want to be sure 'cause
Yes.
I am drunk. Okay, it wasn't just German suplexes. He did hit snap suplexes and a couple snap suplexes, but for the most part, it was German suplexes. I mean, he can do more than that, and like, even if you watched in 2003 when Brock Lesnar was arguably in his prime as far as a professional wrestler goes, he was hitting
Yes.
way more than that. I mean, like, as like a lot of people, they like to bitch about how Rock was a part-timer and he was the champion. It's like, Brock Lesnar is a part-timer, but the difference between Brock Lesnar and The Rock is Brock Lesnar can fucking wrestle. He can put on a show.
Right.
And when he beats someone up in that ring, it looks legitimate. Like, he's not spitting
Very
in his
believable.
hand. He's not fucking calling someone a monkey ass or a hermaphrodite. He's going in there for one reason: to throw your ass around.
Mhm.
And he's going to do that. And that's exactly what Brock Lesnar did at Mania tonight. And it was a phenomenal performance. Even last year,
I want
like,
some.
a lot of people were upset with his match with The Undertaker, like, oh, it wasn't the greatest match ever. That was a guy that could have easily killed The Undertaker, but didn't. He had to make sure he didn't kill the guy because he knew the guy was fucking concussed.
Right. Exactly.
I think it also goes along with
I
the
want
fact that
someone to call them
Rock's-
a monkey hermaphrodite now.
Sego?
All I heard was that guy wants a hermaphrodite.
Jesus. Sego?
I was gonna say I think it also helps that Brock it can be perceived as a believable champion, mainly just because he also fought in UFC, and in UFC, you know, his schedule
Exactly.
wasn't like it is in WWE. So him only doing 6 fights a year works for him because that fits his character. That fits what people perceive him as. Like,
Well,
He gets
like,
I think-
shape for his
like,
match.
would you say
he
that-
trains
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, would you say that he would lose some of his mystique a little bit, or some of his momentum if he wrestled every single week as just
No.
his ass kicker?
I could
No.
see it.
Because you can only wrestle so many guys before you run out. Before you just run through the entire roster.
I mean, it's for Brock Lesnar. It's not all about the mystique. Like, yes, he is an attraction just because of what he's done, as far as the NCAA, IWGP Championship, UFC Championship, all that. Yes, he is an attraction in that sense. But the people that have been watching, like, even people that started watching when he first started wrestling, would know that, yeah, he can go. It doesn't matter who he's up against. He could probably have a damn good match against anybody
I
on
was watching
any
some of his
given
early
night.
matches.
It doesn't, like, it literally doesn't matter who he's up against. He could probably have a damn good match against them. And he's the kind of person, he's unapologetic about what he says and what he does in interviews. Like, I mean, if you look back at his post-fight interview against Frank Mir in his second fight, where he's like, oh, fuck Budweiser, I'm gonna drink Bush, and then I'm gonna go home and mount my wife. It's like, he doesn't give a fuck who he offends. because he's getting
Mhm.
paid either way. So, shit, like that's the kind of guy that if you don't like him, you'll pay to see him get his ass kicked. If you like him, you'll pay to see him win. It
Right.
doesn't matter.
Sounds familiar.
All right. Anything else?
We're
Nah,
gonna talk about.
Let's get to the happy.
Are we gonna talk about predictions for next year's Mania since I kind of set some stuff up tonight?
Well, we have to finish. We have to finish
Well,
the
we kind
match.
of have a little
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that we
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
we have to get to the happiest part of the night.
So after
yeah.
Brock kicks out of the 2 spears and 3 punches or whatever happens, I don't really remember. I was more freaking out that he was about to win. So some random music came on and I was like, "Oh, what is this? Is someone debuting right now?" Because I don't remember them doing that when, except for like Papa Shango, and that was terrible.
yeah.
Oh, Seth Rollins. Oh, wait a minute. I thought he was interfering. Crap. Wait, what is going on? He's cashing in. Oh no, he's cashing in. Don't cash in.
Random music? No. I posted it in the chat. You can hit play on that whenever you
It
want.
wasn't the start of his theme. I think that was the confusing part. It was like the part like where it goes silent and then like the part where you'd come out to, that's the part that started.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Like after he wins a match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins went for the well, he cashed in and they're like, it's a triple threat match. I was like, wait, what? That's new.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
So yeah.
If you want to make the stipulation anytime, anywhere, any place, that can happen.
Yep.
It's like the hardcore championship.
Though I'm not gonna lie, as soon as that happened, I had doom and gloom in my mind.
Yeah. I thought Reigns was still going to
Yeah.
go over. Actually,
I
I
was
thought he was
like,
going to win.
okay, this
Then
is
it's just not like, well, no, you can't cash in the middle of a match. Then
no,
it gets reversed.
no. My issue was I thought this was the way that Reigns was gonna win the title without beating Brock Lesnar.
I think when Rollins was coming down, I think a doctor came in and cleaned up some of the blood from Brock, by the way.
Yeah.
Because they gotta air that, you know.
Actually, I'll wait till we get to the end of the
Right.
match.
And then Seth Rollins went for a curb stomp and immediately got picked up for an F5. I was like, no.
No.
No,
He hit the first one.
he hit one.
He did?
He got one in on Brock.
Right. Oh yeah, he got one in on Brock, then tried to get Reigns in. Tried to get another?
Yeah,
No,
he
he-
threw
no, no,
Reigns
no.
out, and then he looked at Reigns to make sure he was going to stay out on the outside. Brock started stirring again, so he went for another one on Brock. That's when he got picked up.
Okay, and then Reigns did the spear. But he did not get the full F5 in or whatever. He got out of the F5 and then
He was still in the fireman's carry.
right, and then curb stomped him and won.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I can
Every-
sum up the exact. I can just
Thank
sum
you
up
for that
everything
gift
with
slip.
one picture.
I fully believe that was a Triple H call and not a Vince
I do-
McMahon call.
I do too,
I
but
think
like
they agreed
Facebook
to
page,
it.
like the Facebook page Scumbags McMahon posted or Scumbag McMahon's posted that, and I was just like, okay, that's fucking perfect.
Cranky
Like,
Vince was
I
fun.
think slip for that because I was like last night. Well, it's now 1 a.m. here on the East Coast, but the night before WrestleMania, I was like, I think Rollins is gonna cash in because I've been saying this shit for a while. Rollins is gonna cash in at Mania. And when it finally fucking happened and he successfully cashed in, I marked out so fucking hard.
I did too.
So hard.
listen-
And then he did that, his little leather face chainsaw dance with the WWE title. And I'm just like, fuck yes.
He's paying a homage to Terry Funk.
No, that's Leatherface, dude.
I know.
I'll post it,
I know. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite movies ever. So,
yeah.
um,
And that's my namesake.
yep. I do have to say though, me and Sego were talking about the Money in the Bank, and we were like, no, he's gonna cash in tomorrow, because he's gonna get told by Triple H that he can't do it anymore, that he cannot be it. He cannot be the future. So they're gonna stick with Randy Orton and somehow get Randy Orton, and then he's gonna
be a face.
Right, and then he's gonna cash in. But with the whole entire, oh, you don't want me anymore? Well, I'm gonna do what you wanted, but I'm gonna be a face.
And then the authorities gonna try to want him back because he has the title now, but Rollins gonna be like, nope, fuck off, and that's gonna start the feud between Reigns, Brock, and Seth with the belt. I'm happy with the way they did it. I think pretty much everyone except the sexually repressed people that wanted Reigns to win.
Hey, you leave me and whatever I repress out of this.
I think overall, most people were happy, especially the IWC, or the Ministry of Smartness, as I like to call them now.
I can't. I have to take umbrage with that. The
There's
IWC.
a picture for the stream, Gamebox.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
IWC is.
The Ministry of Smartness.
I'll be the first. Yep.
The IWC is imaginary because there are so many people that poo-poo on
Oh my
this
God.
quote-unquote IWC, and they don't realize that they're in it. You're part of the IWC. You talk about wrestling on the internet. You're part of the IWC. Now, if you want to get technical, the people that they're trying to shit talk are the fucking smarky smarks, the people that think they know better than everybody else.
I mean, honestly, I shit on wrestling fans, but I know it's on wrestling fans. I acknowledge that wrestling fans are some of the worst fucking fans on the planet.
Yes.
Like,
Man,
you
wrestling
can't deny
fans-
that. Like, oh my god.
It's like watching a soap opera.
Like, okay, I don't know who all was in the call before this whole thing started. I know Gamebox and Saigo, but I went into this WrestleMania with literally zero expectation,
I did too, and I loved it.
and
think
it
they-
it exceeded everything that I could have possibly hoped for. It
It
was
has the
a
best
phenomenal.
ending that I could have had.
Inbox
Like,
told
I
me,
mean-
like, at the time that we were
Go
going to
ahead.
review this show, and I immediately told him, like, can we not review the show? I really don't want to watch WrestleMania. I said it to him every single time we were in a call. I was like, I don't want to watch Mania. Please don't.
Like
make it.
prior to Rollins cash again, I DM'd Gamebox on Twitter and I was like, "Are you still planning on doing a WrestleMania review?" And he's like, "I don't know. Saigo is having internet issues and all this shit. We might do it after Raw."
Right.
Yeah, I had
And
asked
then I
him
was
to
like,
do it.
"Well, I'm not gonna watch Raw. I only do the big four. So that's the thing." And he's like, "Oh." And then like a couple minutes later, right after Rollins cashes in, he's like, "Okay, we're gonna do this."
Right. Well,
And I'm
I
like,
think
"All
I-
right."
because Sego was like, I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I told him at the beginning of the day, I was like, I don't have Wi-Fi anymore. Like, I had to pay the bill, so it's cut off right now. And my 3G sucks on my phone, so I don't know if I'm gonna go watch it. But I went over to my friend's house. He has good internet, so I streamed like half of the show there up until I think the concert, and then that's when I had to leave. And then after that, I got home and I managed to catch the parts of the Rusev Cena match because they kept jumping around. All of Bray and Taker, all the main event. And then I was so excited that Rollins had won, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm in a good mood. Let's do it.
And that's why I'm here.
That's why all of it.
Yeah.
And especially Zach. Zach was so done with wrestling, and the fact that I messaged to him right after, and I got a message from him that said, "Oh my god, I just fucking found out."
Like, and the biggest surprise was Slip being here. I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome."
I just called the big one because I said something in the big one. I was like, oh, okay. So, Now that we've gone through all the matches, everyone's match of the night. We'll start with Lface.
Oh shit! It's probably got to be the main event. I mean, like a lot of the matches were really good. I wasn't a fan of a lot of the finishes, but the main event was just so good. Like, you want to talk about good WrestleMania moments that'll last forever, and then like people bring up Daniel Bryan winning last year at Mania, which was a phenomenal moment. But Seth Rollins cashing in, being the first to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania and winning is fucking phenomenal. And the match was the exact opposite of what I thought it'd be. So, fucking 2 thumbs up to Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, and the middle finger to Roman Reigns.
Right. It's exactly. I really like that match too, but I don't know what my favorite is yet. So Abby, what was your favorite match?
Well, I wasn't really as positive about this show as everyone else seems to be. There's just way too much booking fuck-ups with the endings. There's way too much. I like Sting versus Triple H. There was enough shit there to keep me not annoyed. The Battle Royal could fuck off. Cena being Rusev, once again, fuck off.
But that springboard stutter, though.
I don't give a shit.
Alright.
I was disappointed. I wanted Rusev to grab Cena by the back and tear him in half.
Okay, Seigo?
I really don't know what my favorite match is. I don't know. I liked pretty much every match. I'd say except for the Divas match only because I didn't see it.
It was alright.
I'm gonna have to say the main event only because I was really excited for it, and the fact that they completely did the opposite of what everyone was expecting. Like, it was so obvious to the point where we were like, they might do that. But actually, no, I can't really say that either because everyone was saying, okay, Seth is either going to cash in later or he's going to cash in after the match. No one really suspected him casting later, so it was a complete surprise. It kind of made him the Hogan, though, of the event, to just come in and say, I'm going to have a title shot and then walk off with the title. But right. I'll say it was an awesome. I'll say that was my favorite match. And above all, I give the rating of WrestleMania about an 8.5. Based off of the fact that I had no expectations. I went in not wanting to watch this Mania at all, and I'm really happy.
But how would you rate it if you did have expectations that it was going to be good? Here's the thing, the expectations are quite low. You could be overrating it based on your low expectations.
I mean,
no.
that is true. But I'm also going by the moments, and I'd still say that even if I did have high expectations, I would go in putting this at a good, solid 8, if anything.
See,
if
like,
that.
like I also had no expectations going in, like, the match quality did surprise me. Like, even, like, from the get-go, like, I wasn't expecting much from the 4-man tag team, whatever clusterfuck shit that was on the pre-show, but I thought that was a solid opener. Like, so from then, well, I mean, even before that, like, they were just, like, you could tell they were trying so goddamn hard to make their own WrestleMania moment. So from that point on, like, even if, like, I didn't like the outcome of the Battle Royal or certain other matches or whatever, like, I could tell everybody was trying their goddamn best. So, like, feeding off of that vibe, it gave me more enthusiasm about the show as it went on. Like, and it felt like they were trying their goddamn best with the matches. So, you know, it's kind of hard to root against people when they're trying their best. So, like, I think, as you said, an 8.5 out of 10 is a fair assessment.
Okay.
And it felt like a
Are we
WrestleMania.
scoring right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slip.
And favorite match.
Sorry, I was away.
Well, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. There was a lot of really good stuff on the show. The undercard was probably one of the stronger ones from WrestleMania's past. There was no Ryback versus Mark Henry as the example I gave on Twitter when talking about the goods. So most of the undercard stuff was pretty good. I think that they really missed the boat on the... I'm torn here because I'm scoring it as someone that's viewing more than just this night. I'm thinking about how the product's going to go from here and where it's going to go, to the future. Because just tonight it was a great show, but they really missed the chance to really push a couple of people that I think they really could have gotten behind, such as Bray Wyatt, maybe even a Rusev if you put him over Cena on the big stage. So for stuff like that, spending 25 minutes on a concert, having a 25-minute promo segment, or things that felt like they were that long, I would say I would give it about a 7.
A 7? All right.
Fair.
So if you had to choose who would go over, would it be Bray Wyatt or Rusev?
Probably.
Against each other or in their individual matches?
In their individual matches that happened today.
I would choose Bray Wyatt first and foremost over Undertaker.
Okay.
Because Rusev can just go for the title, but Bray